મોયે સાવધાના માટે Jahara prasare bai e bhavatoriya jai Jahara prasare bai e bhavatoriya jai Krishna prapti ho jahate Krishna prapti ho jahate Guru Mukha Padma Vakya Chitete Koriya Kya Mukha Padma Guru Mukha Padma Vakya Chitete Koriya Kya Mukha Padma Arana Kariyo Mane Asha Arana Kariyo Mane Asha Shri Guru Charane Rati Ese Uttama Gati Guru Charane Rati Ese Uttama Gati Je prasade pure sarvasa Ye prasade pure sarvasa Chakudana dilo je janme janme Prabhu se Chakudana dilo je janme janme Prabhu se Divya Gyan Hridaya Prakasito Divya Gyan Hridaya Prakasito Prema Bhakti Aha Hoite Advidya Vinyasa Jate Prema Bhakti Aha Hoite Advidya Vinyasa Jate Viniga Jahara Charito Viniga Jahara Charito Shigaru Karuna Sindhu Adamaja Nara Bandhu Shigaru Karuna Sindhu Adamaja Nara Bandhu Lokenath Lokera Jivana Prabhupada Lokera Jivana Ha Prabhu Kora Doya Deyamone Padachaya Ha Prabhu Kora Doya Deyamone Padachaya Ebias Kusuk Tribhavana Ebias Kusuk Tribhavana Srila Prabhupada Patita Pavana Jaya Prabhupada 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 Jaya Guru Deva Jaya Guru Deva Jaya Guru Deva Jaya Guru Deva Keep going. Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prestaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Iti Namine That's cool, I'm good now. Thank you. Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Pasyacha Deshatarine Namaste Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna.
Gaurarti, somebody will sing. So we can
Okay.
start. Right now. Yeah. Gaurarti, you can say Jaya Gaurnitaya, something in Mataji.
Jai Shri Shri Radha Shyam Sundar ki Jai.
Jaya Gauranitai, Jaya Gauranitai, Jaya Gauranitai, Jaya Gauranitai. Kiba Jaya Jaya Gaura Chande Aroti को शोभा जय जय गौरा चांदे आरती को शोभा जानवी ताता बने जगा मनलोबा दक्षिणे निताय चाँद बामे गददारा नीकाते अद्वैता श्रीनी वासा छत्रधारा बोसिया छे गौरा चांद रत्न सिंहासने आरती करे न ब्रह्मा आदि देवगाने नरा हरि आदि करे चामर दुलाया संजया मुकुंद वासु घसादि गाया शंखा बाजे घंटा बाजे बाजे करताला माधुरा मृदंगा बाजे परामरसाला शंखा बाजे घंटा बाजे बाजे करताला माधुरा मृदंगा बाजे परामरसाला शंखा बाजे घंटा बाजे मधुर मधुर माधुर बाजे शंखा बाजे घंटा बाजे माधुर 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 बाजे माधुर माधुर बाजे माधुर 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 बाजे माधुर 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 बाजे नित्य गौर हरि बोल हरि बोल नित्य गौर हरि बोल नित्य गौर हरि बोल हरि बोल नित्य गौर हरि बोल की बहु कोटि चंद्रजीनी वदन उज्ज्वला गाला देसे वनमाला परम माला गाला देसे गाला देसे वनमाला कोरे जलमाला शिवा सुखनारदा प्रेमे गदगादा भक्ति विनोदा देखे गौरार संपादा गौरांगे आरती को शोभा जग जनमान लोभा गौरांगे आरती को शोभा जग जनमान लोभा गौरांगे आरती को शोभा जग जनमान लोभा जग जनमान लोभा जग जनमान लोभा निताय गौर हरि बोल निताय गौर हरि बोल निताय गौर हरि बोल निताय गौर हरि बोल नमो विष्णुपदाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमद् भक्तिवेदांत स्वामी इति नामिने। नमस्ते सरस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशतारिणे। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंदा। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंदा। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम राम हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Jaya Radha Shama Sundar, Radha Shama Sundar, Radha Shama Sundar, Shri Radhe. Jaya Jagannatha, Jaya Jagannatha, Jaya Baladeva, Jaya Subhadra. Jaya Gauranitai, Jaya Gauranitai, Jaya Gauranitai, Jaya Gauranitai. Jaya 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 Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Jaya Prabhupada. Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Jaya Prabhupada. Prabhupada, 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 Prabhupada. Prabhupada, 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 Prabhupada. Prabhupada, 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 Prabhupada.
Jayam Vishnupad Paramahamsa Parivrajakacarya Astuttara Satashi Srimad His Divine Grace Srila A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Jayam Vishnupad Paramahamsa Parivrajakacarya Astuttara Satashi Srimad Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur Goswami Maharaj Prabhupada Ki Ananta Koti Vaishnavrinda Ki Namacharya Srila Haridas Thakur Ki प्रेम से कहो श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद की श्री राधा कृष्ण गोप गोपीनाथ श्याम कुंड राधा कुंड गिरि गोवर्धन की ब्रजभूमि वृंदावन धाम की नवद्वीप मायापुर धाम की पुरुषोत्तम क्षेत्र जगन्नाथपुरी धाम की गंगा माई यमुना माई की तुलसी देवी भक्ति देवी की सामवेद भक्तवृंद की निताय गौर प्रेमानंदी. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to Shri Guru and Shri Gauranga.
Everybody be seated. We will honor Singha prayers.
Can you tune it? First tune it.
How do you do that?
Sorry.
It's not pumping up. This is not the right tune.
Which one?
Daddy.
You can play a little bit.
Namaste Narasimhaya. Namaste Narasimhaya. Selatanakam nakalaye Eto narsimho parato narsimho Eto narsimho parato narsimho Yato yato yamitato narsimho Yato yato yamitato narsimho Bahe narsimho hridaye narsimho Bahe narsimho hridaye narsimho Narasimhamadim saranam prapade Narasimhamadim saranam prapade Tava kara kamala vare narakam adbhuta singha dalita hiranyakasipu tanu vringa kesavadrita narahari rupa jaya jagadis hare jaya jagadis hare jaya jagadis hare so heavy Adbhuta sringam dalita hiranyakasipu tanu vringam kesavadritam narahari rupa jaya jagadis hare jaya jagadis hare jaya jagadis hare जय प्रभुपा 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 जय जय प्रभुपा नरसिंह भगवान की प्रहलाद महाराज की नित्य गौर प्रेमानंद I don't want to say that part.
All the Sunday school kids can go to the other side, and everybody else move forward. We'll have class now, discourse. Everybody can move forward, Prabhujis and Matajis. Hare Krishna, we are very fortunate to have Gadadhar Pandit Prabhu today for the discourse. Haribol, loud Haribol 3 times. Haribol, Haribol, Haribol. Mic.
जय राधा माधव कुंजा बिहारी गोपी जन वल्लभ गिरिवरधारी जय राधा माधव कुंजा बिहारी गोपी जन वल्लभ गिरिवरधारी दंगा जय राधा माधव कुंजा बिहारी गोपी जन वल्लभ गिरिवरधारी जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी गोपी जन वल्लभ गिरिवरधारी यशोदानंदन ब्रज जन रंजन यशोदानंदन ब्रज जन रंजन जमुना तीरा वनचारी जमुना तीरा जमुना तीरा वनचारी जमुना तीरा वनचारी जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी गोपी जन वल्लभ गिरिवरधारी जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी गोपी जन वल्लभ गिरिवरधारी कुंज बिहारी वरधारी यशोदानंदन ब्रज जन रंजन यशोदानंदन ब्रज जन रंजन जमुना तीरा वनचारी जमुना तीरा वनचारी वनचारी जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी गोपी जन वल्लभ गिरिवरधारी राधा माधव कुंज Gopijana Vallabha Girivardhari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Gopijana Vallabha Girivardhari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Vallabha Girivardhari Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Jaya Dada Shama Sundara Da Shama Sundara De Sundara Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Prabhupada Srila Prabhupada Srila Prabhupada ki, Grantaraj Bhagavad Gita ki, Grantaraj Srimad Bhagavatam ki, Nitai Gaur Premanandi. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Jnanatimidandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurun Militam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Dadati Swapadantikam Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Shrimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Niti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gaudavani Pacharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatadine Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gauda Bhaktavinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna. So, since this is the month of Kartik, I thought I would talk about Kartik pastimes. So, there are two pastimes, particularly, that teach us very valuable lessons during this particular month. One is, of course, the Damodar Leela, which I'm assuming most of you, or if not everyone, is familiar with. And the other is the Govardhan Leela. These are two very valuable and important pastimes that take place during this month, Govardhan Puja. And so I thought I could discuss both of these a little bit and extract some very valuable lessons from each of these. And what I find interesting is that both of these stories teach us actually one valuable lesson from both of them. A very similar lesson is learned from each of these pastimes. So the first one, of course, is the whole Damodar Leela, where, let's see here. Well, first, a couple of glories about the month of Kartik. This is in the Padma Purana. If one offers a little worship of Krishna in this month, Krishna offers that person his own abode. Okay? His own abode. You can have it. Skanda Purana. If someone burns a ghee lamp in the temple, even for a short time, then whatever sins he has acquired for millions of kalpas, one kalpa is 1,000 yugas, so millions of those, are all destroyed. One ghee lamp just for a little while. So in this 1 month, how many millions of kalpas worth of sins have we destroyed? It's scary to think how many we've actually performed, actually. If you look at it that way, it's like almost scary, like what have we been doing for these millions of births? So the story is that, a lot of the gopis were complaining to Mother Yashoda that Krishna's always stealing butter from our homes. And sometimes the gopis would sometimes just catch him with his hand in the pot. They'd walk in and there's Krishna with his hand in the butter pot. And he would just blatantly deny, like, I'm doing a big service for you, actually. I'm trying to remove any ants that might be in your butter. He's like, no, you're trying to steal the butter. He's saying, don't be ungrateful. I'm trying to help you here. And then we just walk out. So such blatant, not only are you he's getting caught so blatantly, he's blaming them, accusing them that they're not recognizing the valuable service he's offering to them. So it's very interesting, just the mood he had when he would do this. So, so a lot of them would complain to Mother Yashoda that this is getting out of hand. But we know that secretly, the whole purpose of their existence was that he would come in and steal their butter. That was their entire mood and consciousness. That was the only reason they had the butter, was not for their own family, was actually for Krishna. But for the sake of the pastime, these amazing arguments would take place. And Mother Yashoda wanted to make sure that he wouldn't go into anyone's home to steal. And they would try their very best to give him the best quality butter anywhere. So it's explained that what would happen is they had very special grass that they would feed to the best 1,000 of their cows. The very best grass to their best 1,000 cows. And then the milk from those cows, those 1,000 cows, would be given to the top 100 cows. And then the milk from those 100 cows would be given to the 10 best cows. And then the milk would be given to the best cow, so that the milk from that would be used to churn the butter. So this was a very lengthy, elaborate, complicated process by which they would make the butter and give it to Krishna. It wasn't like, oh, let's go to Costco, which is a couple miles away, and get some butter, or let's just order it from Amazon Prime and it'll arrive tomorrow, right? Free shipping. It was really the best grass given to cows, and then like really a whole procedure, all for the purpose of giving it to Krishna. So you can see the kind of meditation that went into making that butter and yogurt for Krishna. And then, of course, this one time, the milk is on the stove, and it's being boiled for Krishna. So Mother Yashoda can churn it, manually churn it, no fancy machine. She's going to manually churn this butter. And so while it's on the stove, Krishna comes, he's hungry. He pulls on her sari. She picks him up, starts breastfeeding him. Now the milk on the stove is thinking, well, now Krishna's drinking her milk. He's going to be fully satisfied, and I'm going to be neglected. There's no point in living. So jumps over and committing suicide. We've all had the experience of our milk has committed suicide. I know. I've boiled over milk many times, right? But it's not exactly suicide. It's just our spaced out minds that are causing the milk to... Our milk is saying, oh, he or she's not paying attention to me. Let me dive into the fire. That's what's happening. Maybe not. So then she leaves him aside. He's upset. He breaks that butter pot. But because he's all over the butter, he's got little buttery footprints where he knows that he's in trouble, so he runs away. And now she follows those footprints, and she sees what is he doing? He's feeding the butter to the monkeys. Now, if you took, I don't know how long it takes for her to produce this milk, like 1,000 cows eating it, then the milk those cows and feed it to the 100 cows, and to the 10 cows, and to the 1 cow. Then you get the milk, she's churned it, made it into butter. I don't know how long of a procedure this is, how many days or weeks or months it takes to get all of this together. And she's giving all of that, he's giving all of the hard work she's put in to the monkeys just like this, freely. Now imagine I don't know, I'm guessing that most of you don't have pets. Imagine if you just spent a couple of days making a huge feast in ghee and paneer and sweet rice and sandesh and kheer, and you come home and you see your kid is feeding it all to the dog. I just wanted to put this in perspective, actually, because we hear the pastime enough, so we're like, oh yeah, okay, yeah, we know he's feeding it to the monkeys and now he's going to run for his life. And no, just imagine that you spent an entire day or two cooking a huge feast of 108 items. Right? And it's all weight, and you're going to come home in the evening from work and offer it to the Lord. You come home, assuming you have a pet, a dog or a cat, and your kid has just put everything in front of the dog, and the dog is like licking everything up. Right? Imagine how you would feel. How would you feel? Anybody? Thrilled, ecstatic? No. Right? Be pretty upset. Just put yourself in. Now, it makes it easier for us to put ourselves in Mother Yashoda's shoes right now. I just wanted us to be able to put ourselves in Mother Yashoda's shoes just for a moment. So, now, of course, she starts chasing him, and he's frightened, and the flowers in her hair are thinking, wow, who is this Mother Yashoda? The Supreme Personality of Godhead, Krishna, is running away from her. How special is she that God is running from her? We shouldn't be on her head, we should be at her feet. So they're falling off. They're jumping off. Everybody's jumping off. The milk is jumping and the flour is jumping. Everybody's just kind of jumping to her feet. So the flour is flying off of her hair. Eventually she catches him. She sees that he's so scared. And she puts aside the stick because she doesn't want to scare him too much. He's crying so hard that his kajal is smearing all over his face. It's a beautiful sight. Here's the Supreme Personality of Godhead crying in front of his mother, Mother Yashoda. And somehow she's able to catch him. Yogis who perform meditation for millions of births are not able to catch Krishna, are not able to see him. And here's Mother Yashoda actually able to grab the personality of Godhead. And then, of course, we know that she tries so hard. And remember, she's trying hard to tie his belly. And he's what, maybe 2 years old? I don't know, he's running, so 1 to 2 years old, maybe 3. The 2 or 3 year old person, child's belly is what, like this big, maybe? Maybe if it's a healthy child, maybe a little bit bigger. Something like this, perhaps. You don't need a lot of rope to go around that much belly. And, so she gets a whole rope and it doesn't go around. She gets more rope, it still doesn't get around. And remember, earlier in the morning, she dressed him and put a belt around his belly. That went around without a problem. Yeah, remember, just not too long ago, she's thinking, I just put a belt around this kid, and now I can't get all these ropes around him. What's going on? 2 inches too short. Right? Endeavor and mercy. If the devotee endeavors to capture Krishna within their heart, and we know that on our own, it's impossible for us to catch Krishna. Krishna can only be caught if he wants to be caught. That's it. There's no other way possible. He's supremely independent. He will only be caught by those who have a pure heart. And because she had a pure heart, her motives were pure, all she wanted to do was serve, he gave himself to her. He allowed himself to be caught by her. And then she was able to tie the rope. Now, Srila Jiva Goswami explains, when he was tied, he called some of his friends like Madhu Mangal and others and said, hey, psst, can you untie me? Get me out of here? So they came and tried to untie, but they weren't able to untie him. Anybody know why they couldn't untie the knot? Do you know? Yeah.
Because Lord was bound by the maternal love of Yashoda.
Very good. So he was bound by the rope of love of Vatsalya Ras, Mother Yashoda. And Sakhya Ras is a little lower than that. So his friends didn't have the power to untie the rope that was tied by the love of Vatsalya Ras. A little technical kind of a detail, right? It's kind of a cool detail. So that's why they couldn't do anything. They were helpless, he was helpless. So then he decides that, well, since I can't get untied, let me just, there's a big grinding mortar. I don't know how big this grinding mortar is, maybe like a mridanga or maybe a little bit bigger, maybe 2 mridangas combined, I don't know, something like that. And he's dragging that along. And he ends up in the courtyard. Right? Now he's in the courtyard of Nanda Maharaj. And then there are these twin Arjuna trees. And these are supposed to be, from what I understand, very large, very stable, very powerful trees that even big storms usually can't knock over. That's what I've heard from other lectures, that they're very, very deep-rooted and very solid, like a storm can't knock them over. And here's a crawling baby, crawling Krishna, 1 or 2 years old. He's crawling with he's dragging this big mortar behind him. It gets stuck between these 2 trees. He goes through, and the trees fall over. And these divine personalities come out with folded hands, Nala, Kuvera, and Manigriva. And Krishna liberates them. And let me see here. And they basically are liberated completely. Now, what's really interesting is in the 10th canto, 10th chapter, verse 42, it says, "Oh, this is Krishna speaking, O Nala, Kuvera, and Manigriva, now you may both return home. Since you desire to be always absorbed in my devotional service, your desire to develop love and affection for me will be fulfilled. And now you will never fall from that platform." What a great benediction. You can serve me fully and never fall down. That's a great benediction, huh? Like, to never fall down. So if you ever have a chance, if like Krishna shows up, make sure you include that clause in whatever you say. Krishna, give me pure devotional service, and may I never fall down. Like, make sure you include that in there. I think that's really important because we've got our free will, which we may do something stupid again, like we're doing right now. Right now, we're not doing anything stupid, but in general, coming back here, then you know what I mean. Right? So this is good. This is a good thing that we're doing. So I think make sure that you just remember that always say that, Krishna, give me pure devotional service. Let me always take the dust of the devotees and whatever else you want to say. And please never let me fall down again. So include that because it's scriptural so we can say it, And it's interesting that Krishna even goes in here. Let me see. In 10:10:25, Krishna's thinking, or he's saying, although these 2 young men are the sons of the very rich Kuvera, right? They were sons of Kuvera, who's the treasurer of all the demigods. So fully loaded, lots of money. He's like, I have nothing to do with them. Devarshi Narad is my very dear and affectionate devotee. And therefore, because he wanted me to come face to face with them, I must do so for their deliverance. He's saying, I don't need to be here. Krishna's saying, I don't really need to be here. I don't need to be doing this. I don't need to be knocking down trees. I don't want to be knocking down trees. But I have to. Because Narada said that I'm going to do this at one point. Right? That's the only reason he's doing it. And we see how much Krishna is bound by the words of his devotee and by the love of his devotees. That is really the beauty of this whole month. We see over and over again through so many different pastimes that Krishna is just so bound up by the love of his devotees. His devotees completely control him. He's completely controlled by his devotees. And we see that over and over again. And of course, we see that so beautifully on the battlefield of Kurukshetra, where Krishna for 18 days is driving around the chariot of Arjuna. Just driving it around and taking orders from Arjuna for 18 days because Arjuna has to order him around. I mean, Krishna knows what he's doing, but still, they're in this space where Arjuna's shooting arrows and he's got to instruct the driver. And so, what I've also heard is that sometimes when Arjuna hasn't the ability to speak about what he wants Krishna to do, with his foot, because Krishna's down below, he taps Krishna with his foot. He taps him on his left shoulder if he wants him to turn left. He taps him on his right shoulder when he wants him to turn right. Imagine your foot touching God. Like if our foot touches the mridanga, we kind of do this. Touches the scripture, we do this. Or touches a devotee, we do this. You know, he's doing it voluntarily, and he's not like with the foot like this, and then. Oh. No, he's not doing that whole exercise, by the way, okay? He's not like touching, shooting, like, oh, sorry, Krishna, and okay, here, another one, I got to shoot a few more, touching, oh my God, there's too much going on, you know? So he's not doing all that exercise like we do. He's just going, he's just got to fight. And what's amazing is that each touch is giving Krishna ecstatic bliss. Isn't that amazing? It's giving ecstatic bliss. It's like being touched by your lover. So he's loving that exchange. It's like when a mother is kicked by her little baby, does it make the mother angry? No. It's actually sweet and very joyful because these little feet, they're not hurting and there's no malice behind it. It's the same thing. So one time, Lord Brahma asked Krishna for forgiveness, and he said, please treat my offenses the same way the mother treats the kicking of the child in the womb. From my understanding, because I don't have any practical experience of this, that a mother feels great joy when the child inside is moving and kicking. Like you can feel the child. So Brahma said, please treat my offenses the same way. Because I'm like a child in your womb, basically. I'm a child. I'm ignorant. I don't know what I'm doing. It's really a beautiful, beautiful way to ask forgiveness, actually, right? To put yourself in the position of a child, you know, and then the Krishna's heart can really melt. So how did this pastime come about? We know that the sons of Kuvera, Manigriva and Nala Kuvera, they were bathing in the Ganga. And they were enjoying with many other girls. And they were intoxicated. So it's a really, and then of course Narad Muni comes and they don't do anything. So that's a major offense right there. Where the Narad Muni, this great saintly devotee, shows up there and they don't feel like they need to cover themselves up. So that was the most grievous offense. Luckily the ladies, they had enough sense, they covered themselves and got out of there. We're not going to be here any longer. But these guys were so intoxicated from two things, from the liquor that they had drunk and from their high position of being the sons of Kuvera. So they were double intoxicated. So the grave offense was to Narada. They neglected the senior devotee, the sadhu that was in front of them. They remained naked. Now, but before this, they already committed 3 other offenses in this whole scene. One, they were naked in the Ganga. You don't go into the Ganges naked because it's a holy river. Second, they were intoxicated in the Ganga. Third, they were enjoying illicit activities in the holy Ganga. Can you imagine that? I mean, it's almost, when you think about it that way. And then fourth, they neglected Narada Muni. It was a 4-in-1 package deal. They just sort of like went for it. They're like, let's just do a really serious aparad now. Let's go naked into the Ganga. I mean, they're not thinking about doing this intentionally, but they were so drunk from the intoxication and from their own position of being the sons of Kuvera that they entered naked. They were drunk when they entered the Ganga. They were having illicit activities in the Ganga. That even sounds a little strange just even talk about it. And then, to top it all off, senior devotee comes, a sadhu comes, and they just feel like, no big deal. We're the sons of Kuvera. We can enjoy wherever we want, with whoever we want, however we want. And there are absolutely no ramifications to it. Boy, were they going to be wrong. And so we know that this is one of the lessons that we're learning here of how that kind of pride, because we know that Narada now curses them that, oh, since you really like to remain naked, I'm going to curse you to become trees. And when they were really remorseful, he said, you'll be trees in the courtyard of Krishna, of Nanda Maharaj, and then he will liberate you. So they had to stand there from what I've understood, in full consciousness for I don't know how many years, hundreds of thousands of years, millions of years, I don't know the number of years. In full consciousness, that's pretty bad. Because we know trees have little consciousness. They're not aware of what's happening, right? There's no real consciousness. So, yes, they were liberated, and Krishna gave them the benediction that you will never fall again. But to get there, what they had to go through because of their offense to this devotee. And it's amazing how kind Narad Muni actually is. Because, you know what I was thinking? I'm like, okay, he cursed them to stand in the courtyard of Nanda Maharaj. He could have cursed them to become cactus in like the Arizona desert or something. Like, he could have, right? Totally could have. He's like, you know what? I want to make you, curse you to be, cactus in some Middle East desert where no one's going to show up, right? So he could have done that. He could have sent them anywhere, but he sent them to the Nanda Maharaj's courtyard. So it's very merciful. So I think this is a really, really big lesson, obviously, during this month to learn from these pastimes here. Because we go from this very sweet pastime, right, of Mother Yashoda chasing Krishna, to all of a sudden transitions into a kind of a heavy situation here. What's happening? We go from this sweet pastime to these two sons of the demigods committing such grievous offenses, like combined offenses in the Ganga, and then ignoring Narad Muni. And we know that when we get these high positions in material life, it bewilders our intelligence. It happens to all of us. When you achieve material success, maybe you're doing really well at your job, you've gotten promoted, you've got the great office, you've got yourself a nice car. Pride starts to develop. And that gets really dangerous when you start associating with devotees, actually. Because then you start feeling yourself better than other devotees. And the natural byproduct of feeling better than others is you start thinking yourself better, and in your mind you start thinking, this person isn't as important as me. This person isn't as successful as me. Yeah, they may be doing the service on the altar, maybe they're doing the arti, that's all they can do, but I'm managing a team of 50 people. I'm a project manager. I've become an SVP. Yeah, just doing an arti on the altar, that's, because they can't do anything else, that's why they're doing it or something. We can have weird thoughts in our head. And so we know that whenever we start becoming that pride develops, it's actually quite dangerous for our spiritual life. It's quite dangerous because it can lead to offensive behavior. It can lead to offensive thoughts. That can lead to offensive words. That can ultimately lead to offensive behavior. So during this month of Kartik, as many sweet pastimes there are, the lessons are quite heavy. Because just look at what these two did in their intoxicated state. They lost all their intelligence, right? It just became so bewildered. They felt like they could do anything, even in front of a Narad Muni type personality. And so a powerful lesson that what pride and arrogance and material success what they have the possibility to do to our mind. When we come into the association of devotees, when we come into a spiritual environment like this, we have to put all of our material designations outside the door in our car, and we have to come in here in the mood of a servant, of the servant of the servant. We have to leave it all behind, at least when we come in here. At work, you may need to show a little bit of pride, and you may need to be a little bit intense in your work environment. Fine. Before you walk in here, you got to leave that at the door. When you take your shoes off, you got to take that off too and put it in your shoes. At least for the time you're in here, right? And then you can go put it all back on if you want to. Better not. But at least here, otherwise, we run the risk of actually hurting our Bhakti Lata Bij. Our Bhakti Lata Bij can actually get hurt and actually can even be destroyed through offenses. So, the other beautiful pastime is what happens when Krishna, he's a little older, he convinces his father and everyone that there's absolutely no need to offer this incredible feast to Indradev. There's no need for that. Because, yes, Indra is giving the rains by which we get the vegetation, we have water to drink, but he's making it rain on the ocean too. He's making it rain in places that just don't really need rain. So he's pretty indiscriminate on where the rains fall. So we don't need to offer him anything. We can just offer everything to Govardhan because Govardhan is giving us these beautiful rivers are there and the grass is there and the fruits and flowers. Govardhan is giving everything. The Brahmanas, we should give everything to the Brahmanas and Govardhan. Let's redirect all this incredible offering to Govardhan instead of Indra. Now, when you're used to getting something all the time, right? Now just take a moment to think about it. When you're used to getting, let's say, something every single week or every single month or every single year. Okay, let's make it maybe a little more practical. Let's see if this example works. Every year, let's say your entire family comes together and gives you presents for your birthday. You get like 100 presents. Every year it's just been happening, for like 10, 20 years. And in one year, you show up and they give the presents to someone else. Okay, just to try to imagine what that would feel like. Indra felt 1,000 times worse because it wasn't just some presents, it was a major feast that he was getting. Plus he was getting the respect of everyone. So more than just the food, it was the respect that he was kind of attached to. So Krishna redirected that. And he's, of course, doing a lot of things here. He's going to humble Indra. He's going to give shelter to the devotees. He's doing a whole bunch of things through this one pastime. So Indra gets really upset that, okay, this talkative boy has, messed up my feast. I'm not going to get any prasad today. Of course, he has plenty of prasad. But all that respect was taken away from him. So, when something is taken away from us, how do we respond in that moment? Something that we think we deserve. When we think we deserve something and that thing is taken away, and in front of your face given to someone else, how does that feel? Somebody, I think, said hungry or angry. I think it's angry. Maybe I'm hungry. I don't know. Right? When we are expecting and we don't get, we can be upset by that. So it's also something for us to think about. Maybe you're expecting a certain position. Maybe we're expecting a certain respect within the temple community, and we don't get it. Maybe you've been making chapatis for the last 10 years and no one's acknowledging that. Hopefully someone is. That should be acknowledged. But how do we feel, right, when that's sort of a disrespect happens? So Indra was disrespected in some ways. And what he did, it was really over the top. His reaction is just really over the top. It was like, he calls the Samvartaka clouds, and he has them, these are the clouds of destruction. These clouds, when they rain, it fills up, I think, either half the universe or the entire universe. It floods the universe, basically. The universe, not just the planet. The entire universe gets flooded. It's time for destruction. He brings these clouds. He could have brought some, smaller sized clouds. I'm sure it's not just one type. I'm sure there's very, a small, medium, large, extra large, big gulp. I don't know, He could have gotten, smaller one. He just loses it to such a degree, and I just sometimes meditate on how much he loses it. How much he loses his intelligence. He gets the biggest clouds around, and for one village. It's almost it's like trying to fire a nuclear bomb, on a house. I want to destroy that house, let's fire our biggest nuke. Boom. That's what he's doing. I'm just trying to make it sound funny, but it's to put it in perspective. That's what he does. And it's explained that each raindrop is like a pillar. And I don't know what size of pillar this is, but if it's going to flood the universe, it's got to be a big one. It might be as big as this temple room. Who knows, right? Bigger than these pillars here, for sure. So each drop is like that. So he's flooding the thing. He's trying to kill all the residents of Vrindavan. He just doesn't want to get them a little wet or something. He's like, let me get these guys wet. No, he's not playing holy. with them. He wants to kill them. This is like attempted murder on a mass scale, like legal terms. It's attempted murder on a mass scale. And he's really going for it. Now, what's really interesting is he's got wind and storm and rain. Everything's coming down. But what's really interesting, and so what Krishna does is he runs to pick up the hill. And it's explained that, of course, his Yogamaya potency makes it so that not a single drop even touches Krishna while he's running to pick up the hill. So he's completely dry. Boom, he picks it up. And to rub it into Indra a little, he says, I'm just going to use my pinky, the weakest finger of my left hand, just to make it a little more, when someone's a little agitated and you say something more to agitate them, that's what Krishna's doing, putting salt on a already wounded false ego of Indra, pouring a little salt on there. Now, what's also interesting is that all the cowherd men and women, everybody comes in. First, what's interesting also is that when they talk to Krishna, let me see if I can find this verse. Of course, can never find it when you want it. My notes are all over the place. So anyways, I have an idea. I'm going to rephrase it because I can't find it. When they they say Krishna, here, I found it right here. Okay. It says, Krishna, Krishna. This is from 10th canto to 25th chapter, verse 13. Krishna, Krishna, O most fortunate one, please deliver the cows from the wrath of Indra. O Lord, you are so affectionate to your devotees. Please save us also. I think this is interesting. I just read this last week, and I'm like, they're actually asking for the protection of the cows before they ask for their own protection. Saying, oh, Krishna, Krishna, save the cows from the wrath of Indra. Oh, and save us also. But it's interesting. It's not like if your house is burning down, you're going to grab your kids and run, and hopefully the firefighters will save the dog and the cat, Right? You're going to grab your kids first. You got 2 kids, you got 2 hands, you're going to grab each one of them. Right? I mean, you're not going to leave the kids behind and grab your dog and parakeet and like that. So there somehow, it also tells us the value of the cows. How much the cows were respected and cared for in the Vedic tradition and by Krishna and by the Brahmanas and everyone there. I don't know. The first time I ever paid attention to this verse, they say the cows first. And then I read the Sanskrit to see if the cows are listed first or not, because, maybe it's, a translation or something. And it actually is. The cows are listed first and then us. I was like, that's really interesting, that they're placing so much importance on the cows being saved and then also us. So he picks them up. He picks up the Govardhan hill. Everybody comes in. And Indra's got all this wind and storm and everything is happening. But it's explained that there are all kinds of animals on Govardhan hill. There's cows and goats and sheep and just all kinds of animals, random animals, walking all over the hill because it's such a big hill. But it's explained that none of them are getting wet at all. They're just walking around like nothing's happening. Not even a single grass comes out of anywhere, And this is supposed to be destroying the universe now, right? He can't even hurt a hair on a sheep or a goat, the goats are just eating the grass and just walking around, and they're at the peak some of them are at the peak of Govardhan, at the very tip, and nothing's happening. Leaves aren't falling, there's nothing happening, right? And it's also explained, somebody asked me, but the water must be falling on the ground, what's happening with the water? Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur explains this, that Krishna was drying up the water as soon as it would hit the ground. So basically, whatever Indra was doing nothing at all. Now, what's really interesting is that Indra does nothing at all for 7 days. Right? It's 7 days. So he's doing nothing for 7 whole days. Hey, Indra, what are you doing? Nothing. Why are you doing it? I don't know. You think about it for a moment. I guess my mind just works in a funny way. I'm like, if after 1 day you realize that nothing's getting wet, and I've got these Samvartaka clouds, nothing's getting wet, maybe I should stop and think about, why isn't it happening? You think about it, if you're trying to clean a stain off the floor and it's not coming out, you're not going to 7 days, you're like, maybe I need a different chemical, maybe I just change my strategy a little bit, right? You would think that, right? If you're trying to solve a problem, right? And if something's not working, you got to change something up. But Indra's One day goes by, okay, nothing has happened. The trees are the same, no one's wet. There's a big party happening down there below the hill. I'm not invited, obviously. The second day, okay, nothing's happening. I'm still not invited to the party. Third day, you think like at this moment, you got to scratch your head a little bit. Maybe he was scratching, or maybe he was just so angry and upset, he couldn't think clearly. I don't know. But the point I wanted to bring about, I just thought it was kind of funny that it went on for 7 days. You know, like, what are you doing, Indra? I don't think I'm doing anything. So why are you doing it for 7 days? I don't know, because I'm really upset. So like, we can do stuff when we're upset. And so this offense was obviously much worse because he's actually trying to kill people. He's attempting mass murder right now, right? That's literally what's happening. I mean, we talk about, when we discuss the pastime, we just say the pastime and don't think about like how grievous and insane the whole thing is. Like how insane, what's his mentality? He's trying to like murder a bunch of people because they didn't feed him. Like imagine you're in Prashadam line and someone just gives you a little halva and doesn't give you more, you're gonna be like, all right, that's it. Everyone's dead, Like that's kind of what's happening here. I know it sounds funny and ridiculous, but think about the mindset of someone who's ready to kill hundreds of thousands of people because they took his offering away and gave it to Govardhan Hill. Kind of petty, no? Like maybe he could get angry and do some funny things, like Brahma hid the cow or boys and stuff, like something, but not like trying to kill everybody. So I just like think about this maybe a little too much, but I'm like, it's kind of big. It's not a small thing that he did. So he lost his intelligence. And again, what's the lesson? That pride can bewilder our mind and intelligence. And I think that's one of the key lessons we learned from the month of Kartik. Yes, we learned that endeavor is important and then we get mercy. That's a very important lesson. But also, I think more important is that if we act in a proud and arrogant mood with devotees in front of the deities, if we're singing kirtan with a pride and arrogance, if we're doing anything with pride and arrogance, if we're addressing the deities with pride and arrogance, if we're behaving with one another with pride and arrogance, you can be sure it's not pleasing to Krishna, and you won't be invited to that party underneath the Govardhan Hill. You're going to miss out on that party. And of course, the more beautiful part about the pastime is that, every day Krishna would perform pastimes with his gopas, and everybody would get to see him for a little while. And the gopis would see him once in a while. But here, for 7 days, he allowed everyone to see him. For 7 days, of course, the gopis get to see him also because they didn't have to look away at that point. They could just see him. If someone's lifting up a mountain, you have the right to look at that person, right? You have a right. If Dinabandhu Prabhu just immediately lifts up the whole temple, you'd be looking at him and that's all you would do. You have the right to look at him. Everybody could look at him at that point, So it's so that's the thing. So he gave everybody the ability to see him for 7 days and 7 nights. So he created this whole environment and he purified Indra at the same time. So these are some of the wonderful sort of lessons that we can learn from these pastimes, that analyzing our own behavior, analyzing our own intentions, and really taking time to think about, am I doing this service out of pride? Do I feel proud because of my material accomplishments? Do I feel proud because of whatever I've achieved? And because of that pride, am I looking down on others? Am I talking down to others? Because sometimes when we're proud, our speech can be a little bit more sort of authoritative. Like we feel like we have the right to talk down to others. It's really subtle when these things start happening. It's really subtle. When we're proud, our behavior can change in very subtle ways, and we don't recognize that this is coming from a place of pride, and it's not healthy. It's not healthy. And, so I think Krishna consciousness in a big way means it's being really self-aware. Are we judging others? Am I feeling better than others? And I know that, this is a problem in India as well, big time, right? Because the whole caste consciousness that has happened in India, does happen. I'm from this caste. If we do that kind of stuff around devotees, if you know that some devotees from this caste or that caste, you're straight up committing an offense to the devotee and to Krishna. He does not want your service if you're doing that kind of thing. So we have to keep this in mind here also. Just because we're devotees, most people here are from India, and every nationality has their own conditioning. We all have interesting ways in which we judge people. And it's really important that you take time to meditate on yourself and what are the things that I'm doing subtly that might be dangerous for my spiritual life. And we really need to not just be mechanical, pick up my beads and chant and go to the temple. And take time to think about what's in your heart and what's brewing in there and what tendencies may be hurting my spiritual life. If we don't take time to meditate on that kind of stuff and improve that, we will not be going anywhere real fast, even if we're chanting 16 rounds for many, many lifetimes. We need to work on these anarthas that we have been carrying around for many, many lifetimes. So again, we extracted the whole, the main theme was really just understanding from these pastimes of the Govardhan Leela and Krishna liberating Nalakuvar and Manigriva that pride and arrogance can bewilder us and that can lead to offensive behavior, and that we really need to take time out to analyze our heart and mind and understand what things we're doing are potentially dangerous for our spiritual life. So thank you very much. Hare Krishna. Questions? We can take a couple of questions, if there are any. And I think there's a microphone here also. Jai Shri Shri Radha Shyam Sundar ki, Jagannath Baladev Subhadra Mahani ki, Shri Gaur Nitai ki. Yes, Prabhuji, here's a microphone.
Be seated. We'll have some quick announcements also. Ask any questions.
Haribol.
Hare Krishna. Prabhuji, it was a very nice lecture. So the key message you're saying is to be aware of these subtle tendencies, the subtle anarthas that start building in us and catching it early so that it doesn't become it doesn't multiply and it doesn't become a bigger problem. So you talked about pride, like that is one thing that can build up subtle. How about ego? Because sometimes we think that we don't have ego. Actually, my Siksha Guru told me in one of the situations, like he said, ego is very subtle.
Shh. Class has not ended yet. Yes.
Ego is very subtle, and it is very hard to trace it. So how do we know that these subtle things are building in us and it's leading to some offensive actions?
Well, first of all, these subtle things are already there. It's a given. The fact that we're in the material world means pride, envy, ego, lust, illusion, anger, it's already there. And all we need to do is catch ourselves when we, it just requires a little reflection. Take time out to reflect, when you're doing it, how you're doing it. Maybe you're driving and somebody cuts you off and you get really angry and you shout at them. Now that right there is a good example. Oh, I let my false ego get in the way. Because this person is acting rudely doesn't mean I need to. Right? Or you're walking down the street and somebody bumps you. And somehow they even yell at you. So what do you do now? Do you turn around and hit them? Do you turn around and yell at them? And maybe you don't do any of those, but in your mind you're cursing them. Because you realize, oh, this person's much bigger than me, so I better not say anything. If they were smaller, I would have said something, You size them up. And then you realize that, okay, it happened. No big deal, I'm going to keep going. Krishna will send many instances in our life. Now that you've asked the question, now Krishna knows that you really want this. Krishna will bring some things into your life to help you see. And he does this to all of us. He does this to all of us. Life, like if you look at the Govardhan Leela, they were having a feast and a festival, and it turned into a massive chaotic scene. Life is like that. One moment everything is fine. Literally the next moment everything can turn upside down. You know, it actually can happen. So things will show up to reveal to you, oh, this is my envy, this is my pride, you know? Maybe you did a lot of work and something service and nobody said anything, and now you're really upset, nobody said anything, nobody noticed it. That's Krishna showing you, oh, look, you were doing it for recognition. Krishna will show us somehow or other. One more question we'll take from someone else.
Can I just end it up?
Okay.
So what is the solution for it?
To recognize that you did this and try your best next time to not do it. At least you should recognize that, yeah, look, I wanted recognition and that was my false ego. So at least recognize it. And if you offended a devotee, go apologize to them. Say, I'm sorry, I spoke a little strongly, I spoke rudely, please forgive me. That's the way to deal with it. One more question, and then you can make your announcements. One from that side.
Mataji, yeah, go ahead, Mata. Yeah, give it, Mata.
Actually, my question was similar to the second question that Giri Prabhu asked. What do we do when we see anarthas in us, same anarthas repeating in our hearts, like greed and other things, like anger, like...
What do we do?
Just tolerate and let them go and pray to Krishna. I just want to know.
Yeah, I mean, basically that's all we can do because there's no quick fix. There's no switch that we can just flip and turn it off, you know? All we can really do is pray, really with a lot of sincerity, Krishna, please remove this. And the thing is that Krishna will put a situation in your life to help you get rid of that anartha. Now the thing is that you just have to recognize, and we usually don't, because it's usually a tough situation he puts up, right? Whatever thing that makes you uncomfortable, he will put that in your life. And he's doing that because you prayed to him to help remove this anartha. So he sent a devotee in your life to make your life difficult, or he put a situation in front of you to make your life difficult. And that situation's not there because of some bad karma, maybe, but he heard your prayer. He said, oh, you need to remove envy. Oh, you need to remove anger. Okay, well, let me send this person who you always get angry at, I'm going to send him to offend you right now. And here comes this devotee walking to you, and you're just happily singing, chanting blissful Krishna consciousness. And this devotee says, hey, get out of my way. What are you doing here? Shouldn't you be serving? And then the devotee goes away. And now you know, you can't even chant. And now you're blaspheming this devotee. But we don't make the connection. If we can make even if you don't make the connection in that moment, an hour, next day, you're like, I wonder, did Krishna send that devotee? Did Krishna make that devotee say that to me because I'm trying to remove my anger? And now you can reflect on it. Yeah, and look, my anger came out and I blasphemed that devotee. There's nothing wrong with that devotee. Krishna just wanted to show me what I have inside. Because until we see it, we can't remove it. Until we identify it, we can't. So just try always, as devotees, we have to spend our entire life making the connection between something difficult and Krishna. For devotees, it's always Krishna sending things into our life. Always, always, always. To bring us back to him. There's no other reason. It's only Krishna. Because we're chanting Hare Krishna. Krishna, please engage me in your service. Please remove my anarthas. Krishna's like, okay, that's easy, no problem. He's got a whole list of things waiting, one after the other, to come to you to remove the anarthas. If we don't recognize them, if we just get angry at that devotee, blah, 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 and that's it, and gossip about this devotee to 10 others, Krishna's like, oh, okay, well, don't worry, I've got 20 more things. And until we pass that test, he's going to keep sending. He's very merciful. He gives us retakes. until we pass them. It may take us 10 lives to pass one, then he'll keep sending. We just have to make the connection. Srila Prabhupada ki, Granth Raj, Srimad Bhagavatam ki.